In this Planet Zoo video, it's all about facilities. In particular, staff facilities. I'm going to show you how I go about hiding them, placing them in zoos, making them functional, and just generally making them fit and suit in your zoos. And today we're going to be doing that in Farmville Petting Zoo, a traditional looking petting zoo I have started to create in the British countryside. That's right, in this episode of Farmville Petting Zoo, we will be putting in all the staff facilities you need for a zoo. But I just wanted to show you this quickly. We don't have the functionality of custom-made facilities like playgrounds and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean you can't include them into your zoos. Just use your imagination a little bit. Just because something's not functional in the game mechanics doesn't mean you don't have to put it in your zoos. Give it a try. I love adding playgrounds and areas for children and stuff like that. Splash pads, little splash zones and slides and swings and stuff to give it the appearance that guest facilities can be used. And maybe one day Frontier and Planet Zoo will add the capability and the functionality for that to happen. We can all dream, can't we? I would love that. And just starting off here now, building. This is not going to be a staff facility. This is going to be a guest facility. But I wanted to make a point that a lot of people tend to hide facilities, guest and staff. And I don't know why people do it. I can understand there can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I can understand that the staff facilities in particular, a lot of people like hiding them away because of the negative radius effect. I don't understand why this even exists in the game as a mechanic, as I really don't understand why it has a negative effect on the guest staff facilities. But it does, so a lot of people do tend to hide it away, but there's ways to get around it. If you decorate it enough and you have it set back a little bit, your staff will not be bothered. And you're playing in sandbox mode like I do, you can just turn it off so staff won't get affected of it, and yeah, that makes light work of it. But here you can see me creating a toilet block. Now this is different, obviously it doesn't have a negative effect, so you can plonk this anyway, but I like to make facilities like this have like a main point. If you was pulling up into a zoo, you would see the toilet straight away, so do it, don't hide it away, make it into a nice little cute building like I done here. And yeah, there we go, and that's pretty much done as well. You can see the toilet facility itself is hidden in there. We're going to cover it up, and we've done quite a basic build, but I do redo this into a more custom build and use custom walls and custom paths and stuff like that. You can see me just creating a custom window here because the windows in game suck. You can't even have them open, so you got to create a custom window if you want that window to look like it's open. And I do this not just for guest facilities, like you can see this toilet block, but I do use this technique for staff facilities, and that's custom walls. I do use it on hard shelters for animals as well, to put in habitats. I always use custom walls. Yes, it is more time consuming, but once you get the hang of it, you really know what you're doing. I have got a full tutorial on custom walls and custom floors if you're interested on the channel. Just go and search it up, I'm sure you can find it. But yeah, very time consuming, but it is worth it because it just looks so much better. I'm going to speed things up now as I finish off this toilet block. And it's just a matter of making sure all the pieces, all my custom pieces, what I've put on the wall are attached to it on the grid piece. Then it's very much easy to just duplicate and copy it over and just build as you would normally build on the grid. And you can see my toilet block coming together now, and we're going to use a very similar technique and a very similar wall when we do build our staff facilities. And in this video I am going to be building, I think it's 4 staff facilities, but we're going to include it into one build, into one building. It's going to be all inside, and you know, it's hiding them away, but it's making a point of them as well. Like, this is a staff building. This is where all our staff facilities will be, kind of like a central hub for our staff. You can see me just finishing off the front of this toilet block now using the stone pieces, again keeping it a look with the same traditional British countryside look, petting zoo look. And yeah, by the way, if you're new to my videos, I'm Adam, obviously. My YouTube name is Adamup, my real name is Adam, and I just love getting creative, and that's why I love playing Planet Zoo. And this is a new zoo series for me, this petting zoo based in the British countryside. It's called Farmville Petting Zoo, and this will be, I believe, the 3rd episode. So if you're not going to see the other 2, especially the first one of me opening up the zoo and getting things cracking, then go and take a look. I will link the playlist in the description down below. I'm just creating that gap now using the same same. I think these are the Indonesian stained wood pieces what I used to create this custom wall. Now we've got everything in and it's pretty much done. Right, let's move on to the staff facilities and how I go about building them. You'll see on the left, that is pretty much the toilet block. I just decreased the roof length on one side, increased it on the length side, and added some poles, and we created a gap. We're going to create a gap on the right hand side because this is where it's going to lead into a bigger building now. That's why you can see the slanted roof is there. And then on the front we've got a gap as well, and this is kind of going to be like a shed slash driveway, so it looks like our mechanics can like drive into this, kind of like a garage, but they can also have access to all the tools they need in this shed looking building. But yeah, that is pretty much the toilet block duplicated over, and then we're going to make a main block here, a main foundation building where all our staff facilities themselves will actually fit in. Now it's really annoying in Planet Zoo that we don't have no staff facilities. What do I mean by this? I mean we have the shops, which like is not in a build anymore. It's not inside a building. It's like null, isn't it? It's just the desk of a shop, and we've got it for every shop, whether it be a burger shop, French fries, everything, including information center. We've got that, but we've not got it for the toilets, and we've not got it, unfortunately, for staff facilities. So you need to make sure that your staff facilities, that the core of it is at least 4 by 4 meters. You need to cover that core of that building. It's a bit of a pain, but with the guest facilities, with the shops and stuff like that, you don't need to cover that. You can just have a shelf and like a shop till, isn't it, like a desk front. And it's just time to just build this up now and get building this up. You can see I'm using the same technique. I always do this. I always overlap my roofs so they come out and overlap the build itself, the wall, the plaster pieces. And I always do this. It just looks better and it looks more realistic. You wouldn't have it like square on in real life. It would come over a little bit to stop the rain falling from the sky hitting the brickwork or the plasterwork of your walls. So it just makes sense to make it look like that. I always try to think of realism when I'm building anything in Planet Zoo, especially when I'm building in a theme like this. I want to keep it real. I want to keep it looking like it's functional, looking like it would actually work in real life. And that's what I always tend to do with all my builds. Just boxing this off now, basically. I've got the design in. You can see I've moved down to a 2 meter plaster piece there, which is not on the grid, by the way. Just wanted a little bit more width sticking out. I always go different height variants, so you can see the slanted roof is a different height variant to the flat roof, and I always go width variant as well. If you do those two things, your buildings will automatically start looking better. I don't know what it is, they just do look better. So if you are struggling with any buildings, I do suggest different height variants in roof and different width variants in walls, and different walls as well. You can see I've used the plaster walls on the right hand side. The left hand side is the same as the toilet block, which is our custom wooden walls with the stone base. And having those differences in builds, but included in one building, it just really does make a difference. It makes it stand out so much more. Just adding the floor now. Again, with the custom floor, we're going to run a path in it anyway underneath. Remember, your guests, and in this case your zookeepers and other staff members, will walk over your custom floors as long as the path underneath. Remember to always put a path underneath. Yeah, so there's no reason to actually have paths in this game at this point, and we all know what the path systems are actually like in this game. So just covering them up just helps in so many ways to make it look less messy, your path systems. Right, adding the actual staff facilities in now, so we went with the staff room first, and we're just trying to line everything up. I've moved the grid down to 1 meter just to try to fit everything in nice and small, because remember we did come out 2 meters extra, so it won't fit if we've got our grid size on 4 meters in the settings. So we moved down to 1 meter and just trying to fit everything and line everything up. So we've got 3 facilities there and they're fitted in quite well. I believe we've got the staff room, what we put in first, the keeper's hut, and the trade centre, I believe that is. Forgive me, I could be wrong. We're only going to fit in another 1, possibly 2 more staff facilities, but you've got 5 straight up in this one build, haven't you? And what I did here is I took our custom wall pieces, I rotated them, and I thought that'll make a perfect sliding door. And it still fits in the colour theme. We still look like the buildings are supposed to be joined together. And yeah, it was just, there's another little technique for you. Just keep the same colour schemes, the same design schemes, and everything will fit in. Now this is going to be, well, it's going to give the impression that it's a sliding door, obviously, and unfortunately, it will not be sliding anywhere. Again, with the barn theme, keeping keeping that same theme. And it doesn't matter what kind of zoo you're creating, a modern zoo, a more traditional zoo like this, whatever zoo you're creating, just try to theme it as if it would just fit into that zoo, whatever theme you're going for, and just put your staff facilities in it. And don't worry about it, everything will come out looking good in the end. If you're not happy with something, definitely change it as well. I always suggest that. Or even come off Planet Zoo. I like to take a break from Planet Zoo now and again when I'm building something like this, and just have a rethink, or maybe play a different game. I like to play League of Legends, believe it or not. So if any of you are actually good at League of Legends and you want to carry me into the higher ranks, you can do. Just that Discord link is in the description down below. Just send me a message, or send me a message on Facebook, Instagram. All those links are down in the description, and I'll be down to play some League of Legends with you if any of you play it, because I am pretty bad. I think I'm gold rank at the moment. I'm not that good. Well, I'm not that bad. I'm not, you know what I mean. I'm not as good as I am at playing Planet Zoo. Let's put it that way. And we're going to do the same design again with this door. I got off on a bit of a tangent about other games then, but yeah, we're going to do the same design on this door as well. We'll bring it closer look, so it looks like an actual solid door. We're just going to bring it over, move everything over, but same wood. And I love recoloring different shades like this. It looks like the wood is kind of like, I nearly said sunburnt then. That's definitely not the correct way of saying it. Not sunburn, more like sun damaged, like the wood is sun damaged, or even water or damp damaged, with different shades having different colours in the wood panels. And again, something what you would see in real life, so we'll go with it. Just moving it down now, making sure it looks like it would function in our door frame, and adding the all important kind of like door mechanisms and door frame in with, again, the conservation pieces. We're going to colour them to black so they look like metal. We're going to use the handle, what we always use out the conservation pack. I love this handle. It works with doors and windows so well. So you see a hole in the roof, which you're going to build a glass pane in a minute, a window, an opening window. On the right, you'll see some wood paneling, which is going to act as a path at the side of the building. Let's add some of the important support beams and a little like canopy hangover area just there. We're going to add a trim on the bottom, just sprucing things up, and some decals as well to make it, again, look more realistic. Now on the right hand side here, we're going to be building kind of like a vegetable patch, like a little farmer's patch. And like I said, in the gap in where this roof is, what I've uncovered, I just deleted some of the roof pieces here, and we're going to make a window. That's what we're going to make, like a what's the saying? It's not a window, is it? Because it's on a roof, so it's not classed as a window. Skylight. Got the kind of like a skylight, an opening skylight window. We'll go with that description. And I love doing this in builds. I don't know what it is, but it just transforms a build to me. Put stuff on your roof, whether it be a skylight, whether it be look like it gives the impression of falling leaves, get some foliage on there, or get some vents and vent system or electrical wires on your roofs. Make sure you're decorating your roofs and making them look more realistic and better. And I give you the tips of different height variants and different width variants in walls and roofs, but this is a massive one as well. Decorate your roofs. It does look so much better, and you can see me just creating that custom skylight now with the conservation wood pieces again as their natural colour. I love the colour of them, and that's the colour I've got. We're going to recolour the ones on the windows to black as well to make it look like metal, and we're going to add a little supportive beams to make it look like it would function. After the skylight was done, it was time to move to the right hand side to create that all important planter area. Remember, we're doing a Farmville Petting Zoo. That's the name of the zoo, and I do want to give the impression that we are growing crops and we're making money elsewhere apart from just ticket sales for the petting zoo. Because again, that's what you would get in real life of a traditional British petting zoo / farm. So adding pumpkins and cabbage patches and stuff like that, all simple stuff in our custom made planter, sprucing it up a little bit, digging down our leaves, as you can see there, to give the impression that it's actually growing and make it look more realistic. I know I just keep saying realistic, but realism is a massive thing, especially for a zoo like this. Planting some carrots and stuff like that, what you would find in a planter, and then that is the build pretty much done. So let's take a look and have a little overview, shall we? And there we go, our staff building with all the facilities that we need for a zoo inside is complete and in place. And I've kind of decorated the inside just a little bit. I've actually kept it quite simple. You might recognise some of these backstage items like the shelving and the tools and stuff. These are on my Steam Workshop page. If you do want them, the link is in the description. I just covered the doors with door frames, added a little stool, some plant pots, a little water station, and yeah, all our facilities are in there. Again, kept it very simple but effective. Then if I zoom out, you can see where I've put them in the zoo, just here to the right next to the road/path. I just felt like that was the best place, and you will also see that the vegetable patch is in and complete, again with necessary props. It's all starting to come together now, isn't it? Especially with those facility buildings finally in Farmville Petting Zoo. With that being said, this is the end of the video. If you did like the video, then hit that like button. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. My name's Adam, and I will catch you in the next Planet Zoo video.